Oh man, it took a minute. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled "Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father" at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below as usual. I was making videos. I try to make them all at one time and get it over with. I had to take some phone calls. But this is the title of this video: the Great Birth Control Debate. So I had a long conversation with a friend of mine about the birth control debate, where she was feeling like, when it comes to birth control, it's a 50-50 responsibility. It's if a woman's on birth control and a man uses a woman on birth control, man uses a condom, they both are responsible for birth control. And I was like, I ain't feeling that, because I was like, women have too many forms of birth control. And she was like, no, but you only going to use one at a time. And I said, you're right. You only going to use one at a time. But guys don't look at it the same way, because I use the reference, if I have one car and you have 15 and I wreck my one car, I'm irresponsible for wrecking my one car. But if you wreck 4 of your cars and you have 15 and you still operating the same way, you're looked at as more irresponsible. Though you have more opportunity to wreck more cars, you look more irresponsible. And she was like, well, think about it. A guy can go to the gas station and get condoms. As a woman, you got to go to the doctor. They got to look inside your vagina. They got to prescribe you medications. You got to go to this place, and you got to go to a pharmacy to get it, and then you got to take it, or you got to have a surgery or something like that. And I said, exactly. So if you got to go through all of that and you still wind up getting pregnant because you decided not to follow through, then you're more irresponsible. That's how I looked at it. But the debate started getting interesting because we were talking about two different demographics of people. What I mean by that is, she was saying, there are guys out here who don't want to use condoms. They just meeting people, screwing them willy-nilly, right? And they getting chicks pregnant. And they can't walk around here saying, oh, they got child support issues. And I'm like, yeah, they can't. If you going around here raw diggity dogging, everything walking, and you mess around with multiple kids and multiple baby mamas, you got an issue. That's on you. You can't complain about that. And I was talking about the population of guys who have to deal with pregnancies from people being manipulative. And like, you stole a person's choice, because we both agreed that once a man ejaculates in a woman, he loses all of his rights at that particular point. And she's like, you got to protect yourself for that. And I was telling her, I said, well, that's the thing. When guys are put in a position where no matter what you do, you lose all your rights, and you got to protect yourself from women at all costs. Even if you came to an agreement and, she's on birth control and you're using condoms, and then eventually you go out of using condoms and it's y'all two having sex, but she's supposed to still be on birth control, and she goes up and she stops taking it or messes with it and winds up pregnant, you're still responsible. So as a guy, we have to take on the persona at this particular point that everything you say is a lie. So I'm going to treat you like everything you do and say sexually is a complete, utter lie, and you're a complete, utter liar. So from this point on, forget everything you say. And she's like, but that's a little too far. And I'm like, not necessarily. It's not too far for us guys, because no matter what we do, you're not gonna. No matter what goes on, you're not gonna have responsibility for yourself. 15 forms of birth control is equal to my one. If you lie to get pregnant, that's just as equal as me going out just raw dogging random chicks. it's still my responsibility. So if you have no responsibility no matter what, then I'm going to treat you as if you're untrustworthy no matter what, which creates the relationship issues, right? And so she's like, but that's kind of messed up. And then we come to the moment where it's like we were talking about two different demographics of people. So when we're talking about her demographic of guys just going around who don't want to use protection, I said, see, this the thing. Men don't have sympathy for other men who just want to just have raw sex with women, and if they even just play Russian roulette with their dick. We don't. Them guys, oh, I got 5 kids, I'm paying all this child support. We don't care about them. We're like, shut up. That's your fault. You want to do that? That's what you do. You going to go out Saturday, New Year's Eve, and try to meet a new chick and go raw dog her and act like it ain't nothing until she wound up pregnant. Then you're going to be, man, another one pregnant. Nobody cares about that. But on the flip side, it was like, listen, for a woman, if you out there having sex with guys that you just meeting unprotected like this, you got to know, if just like he ain't shit, you ain't shit. Because you must be looking for something. And this was part of the other conversation, because it was the great birth control debate. Like, some people are out here, and I made a video about this a long time ago, are planning these unplanned pregnancies. Some people want to have a baby. They're just not telling the people that they're having sex with that they want to have a baby. So, this is part of the weeding. Dating is becoming somewhat of a weeding out process for creating babies. Oh, I like this guy because he's tall, because I want a tall baby. I like this guy because he's this complexion, because I want a baby this complexion. I want a guy who makes this amount of money because I want this amount of child support so I can live this kind of way. So then this becomes part of the birth control debate. Because now, even if you out there having sex with guys who are out there just being loose with their Johnson, you're doing it for the purpose of you wanted to have a baby anyways. But as long as they're fitting the description of what you're looking for, it works. And you still won't be held to the responsibility in that situation because, oh, this reckless man, these irresponsible men out here just slinging reckless Johnson, right? Reckless Johnson. All right. So it becomes an issue. And I was like, one of the things that we talked about, because we were talking about other stuff as far as interracial relationships, I was like, this is one of the issues that black men have with black women, is because when we were talking about interracial dating, we was talking about something different like hair and all the other stuff. But I was like, going back to that, we know dealing with other women of other races that they don't want to, that their races frown upon them dating black men, having sex with black men, and more importantly, procreating with black men. So when they can use their birth control just fine, or they just at these Planned Parenthood abortion clinics aborting these babies, whether they let these guys know or not, all of a sudden when we're dealing with our own women, all of a sudden, I can't use condoms because I'm allergic to latex. Oh, but I'm allergic to lambskin. But, you could just pull out. Oh, I'm safe. Oh, I'm on a pill. Oh, I'm on a shot. Oh, I'm on a patch. Oh, I'm on an IUD. Oh, I'm on a sponge. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got my tubes tied. And everybody keep winding up pregnant. You're kind of looking at it like, these untrustworthy women of other races whose races don't want them getting pregnant sure know how to not come up pregnant by us, but you just do with all of these forms of birth control that, you not on. And for me, I was explaining to her, I knew women that are married who didn't want to have babies with their husbands, who were taking birth control to their jobs. They took the birth control to their job. They never took it home. They used it at home, at work rather. And why we don't ever have a baby? I don't know. And I know women are complete opposite, who wanted to have a baby and were on birth control and didn't take it and didn't tell the guys, or took it, but took something like, took the birth control and took an antibiotic. I don't know what you're talking about. And it got, I was telling her, it's so bad when it comes to that part of it that most women are not trusted. And she was like, so you trying to tell me every man gets tricked by women? I'm like, no, every man doesn't get tricked. But every man knows of a guy who's gotten tricked in every other way. And we were slow in the process when the turkey based thing, it became a joke. That means we got to the back end of the joke. When I got the false pregnancy test, so now we could really have unprotected sex. Now I'm really pregnant. It became an internet thing. When you saw the thing even on Wendy Williams, my husband doesn't want to have a baby. Well, stop taking the pill and get pregnant. And the crowd, yeah, girl, yeah. Dude somewhere at home saw his wife on Wendy Williams, like, yeah, that's a good job, Wendy. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's what we doing now. Baby, when we having sex? Never. I saw you on Wendy Williams. I saw the women clapping like it was okay. That becomes an issue, oh, I got my tubes tied. Oh, you really believe me getting my tubes tied? Oh, I was on the pill. It ain't my fault that, you shouldn't have came in me. I told you I was on the pill, but I stopped taking it. So what? We got a baby. I was on the IUD. Well, I thought you had one of them IUDs. I took it out. Well, it's too late now. Like, yo, this is a problem. Because at this point, you're taking away people's choice. And you're wondering why, we're having these, forget just the fatherless households, because part of the debate was these guys need to be, maybe these households and these relationships would be better if these men would just be with these women to help these kids grow properly. And it's like, once you create a child under a manipulative situation, we don't look at it as, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be with her. Yeah. She stopped taking the pill and got pregnant because she wanted a baby by me, and I'm going to be with her for that. Not finna happen. And we talked about the flip side. It's flipped around. Like, she wanted to use condoms. A guy decided, I don't want to use condoms. So he argued about her. So he used the condom and he takes it off. And she finds out, she cusses him out. She don't mess with him no more. I said, see, that's the same thing. But what if that guy came in you and I said, look, that's your fault. You shouldn't have had sex with a guy who took off a condom and came in you. You should be more responsible than that. So what, you had a baby by a guy who started out with the condom and took it off and came in you. That's your fault. You should have known what kind of guy he was when he was fucking you and took off the condom. Like, that's not gonna fly. But she's like, but the problem is with guys, you're gonna have to pay for that mistake. These women not. Which is true. So I get it. So tell me what y'all think. We out.